Our next question is, I've heard some things in the news about how technology might not be as secure as we think it is. How can I be sure that a telehealth visit is really between me and my doctor?
Evelyn, do you want to take that one first, or do you want me to take that?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, I do know that there was the Zoom bombers. I think that's what they were calling them. And so
Yeah.
we have to kind of revamp our security around that. And so now we have to admit clients into Zoom sessions. So no one could just enter without being admitted by the facilitator first. So there are additional security precautions that we've taken in response to some of those threats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that there are certainly other platforms out there. Zoom, for example, I know is HIPAA compliant. Others are. Google has a platform. Microsoft. There's a number of them out there. But I think that is true. Not all of them are secure. But usually, like Evelyn mentioned, even the Zoom bombing that we hear about was because some of the processes in place weren't being utilized by those that were using the platform. So I don't know, in Access Care, I don't think we've ever had an issue with security or sessions being compromised, anything like that. Two, it's a fair question to ask of the provider that you're working with too, in terms of, is this secure? What precautions do you take? What precautions do I, as the patient, need to take to make sure that the session remains secure and isn't able to be compromised? But for the most part, I think if you're using the privacy features, the password protection, the things that are available in all of those platforms, it's safe.
Yeah, and again, we haven't had any security issues with Access Care, so we're doing something right.
Great. And Rob, you had mentioned that Zoom is HIPAA compliant. What does that mean?
So HIPAA compliant, Evelyn might be able to speak to this better than I can, is just that there are certain standards in terms of that a platform is meeting certain minimum privacy and security standards to maintain patient privacy. HIPAA is a federal rule. Any patient that goes to any provider signs one of those HIPAA forms when they go in to receive services in terms of how information is kept private. The basic example of that is the provider can't release your confidential medical information without a release. That's part of what's covered in the HIPAA rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any personal identifying info is covered in that.